Hello, Sneha.
Yeah,
Good morning. Thank you so much for connecting with me and wanting to have this conversation today. I'm really excited to meet you. And why don't you start by telling me how are you feeling this morning?
yeah. First of all, good morning to you. I am feeling good because I get a chance to connecting with you. So really, I feel glad.
Okay, wonderful. Good to know that.
Yes, my morning is going good. I'm early morning a little bit occupied with my due to cleaning work because now Diwali is just around the corner. So that's why little
Mm,
now I finished all house chores work, and now I'm
ah,
ready with you.
wonderful, wonderful. So, Sneha, since we are meeting for the first time, let us start with introductions. I'll introduce myself and then you can also introduce yourself, and then we can take the conversation forward, okay?
Okay, okay.
All right. So you already know my name. I was born and raised in Kolkata, but I have been staying in Pune for the last 10 years. And I am a communication coach and a soft skills trainer by profession. I am certified in TEFL and I'm also certified from Indian Leadership Academy. I have worked for about 11 years in the corporate sector. And after that, I decided that, I want to do something on my own. So that's when, from the start of this year, I have started my independent coaching journey and also my YouTube journey. So, really enjoying these two things, juggling with a lot of things. It's very challenging at times, but it's quite satisfying and rewarding as well in terms of the fact that I'm getting so much love and so much affection from so many people like you, and I get to meet you all on a daily basis. So that is something which I'm really enjoying. And apart from work, whenever I get time, I love traveling, I love cooking, and I spend a lot of time with my friends and family. So that's a little bit about me. If you have any other questions, I can definitely answer them for you.
Yeah, yeah, sure. First, I want to introduce myself. After that, I will do conversation ahead. So, yeah, as you know, my name is Neha, and I'm connecting with UP, city of Greater Noida. I'm married. I'm blessed with two kids as well as homemaker also. And if you talk about my qualifications, so I have done graduation in BSc Botany honors. And if you talk about my hobbies, so my hobbies is I'm highly enthusiastic and passionate about my English fluency and communication as well as. And I love to read book and listening good stuff, and I love to do yoga and meditation. These are the few activity that I love to do every day. And and by doing all these activity, I feel like that I make my day energetic, and these kind of things which whenever I do. So these are the things. And apart from running my YouTube channel that is based on a spoken English, that's all about me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Very nice, Neha. Thank you so much for letting me know about yourself. And okay, so tell me, Sneha, like you said, you have done honors in botany and now you are enthusiastic about learning the English language and you're also running a YouTube channel. How did that come into picture? How did you shift to the domain of English and how did you think of creating an English, spoken English channel?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I will describe each and everything. So when I started, I have been learning this language for 1 year. So when I commence learning this language, that time I was not getting that much of partner. 15 days, 20 days, I was continuously doing practice with my children and with my husband. Then my husband suggested to me, let's do another step. Then maybe because when I only I talking with my family member, that time I was feeling like good. But once I started talking with my a stranger,
Mm-hmm.
that time feeling like little bit under the confidence that time. So I decided, let's connect with YouTubers. So one day I was scrolling YouTube, so I have seen so many ladies talking to each other. But that time when I started my journey, that time I didn't have any idea how can connect with a YouTuber and all. So one of my friends suggested to me, if you will open a YouTube channel, then you can get partner easy. And if anybody wants to connect with you, then you can connect with them easily. So that's why I started created my channel, YouTube channel.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell me this, what has been your structure or your process of learning? What are the things that you do in order to learn the English language?
Yeah, in order to, you can say, learn this language, I every day I give time like 10 to 1 o'clock every day, and in this duration I do, sometime I do reading, read book, and sometime I listening good stuff, like any, like related to conversational video, related to motivational, anything I want to listen, then I can get some knowledge regarding this language. And apart from, I get chance to connect with, like, because I have a lots of friends nowadays, through the social media, then I can connect with her, like, through online, and this way I'm improving myself.
Okay, interesting. Very nice. So, what do you do to understand where are you going wrong and what are the things that you need to improve? What do you do to get feedback?
Yeah, I want to get feedback, because while talking I feel like that I am doing grammatically mistake, then those
Mhm.
kind of things, how can I, like, improve myself. But yeah, and after the any session, I'm not talking about this session, after like finishing session, I when I check that my, like, where I have done mistake, then that thing I realized, next video, I get chance to connect with anyone, so this type of mistake I don't want to do again. But
Mm,
but I didn't control it now.
correct, right. The reason I asked that is because um, there are two things that immediately I want to share with you, okay? Number one is the rate of speech at which you are speaking, especially when you are giving your introduction, it's very high.
Hmm.
So you have to get your rate of speech to a moderate level, number one. Okay?
Yeah.
Because if your rate of speech is too high, your audience will find it difficult to understand you. Okay,
Hmm.
that is number one. Number two, there are a lot of grammatical mistakes that are happening, which you should be aware of. Because if you are not aware of that, if you are not getting that feedback, then you will keep on doing those mistakes. Because I'll tell you why I'm saying this. When
Hmm.
you are practicing through YouTube or other learners, when you are, you are talking to other learners and you're practicing with them, they might also be making mistakes because they are also learners. You
Right.
can pick up something incorrect from them as well, and then there is nobody to rectify, and you will continue saying that incorrect thing, thinking that it is correct. And it's not your
Right.
fault because you don't know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That
So,
thing I'm doing continuously.
right. So that the reason I wanted to point this out is because you are putting in so much of effort for the last 1 year, you have been putting in effort. But then it should not go in vain because you are not aware of the mistakes. Because to learn anything, it is a very important step to receive feedback so that you know where you are going right and you know where you are going wrong, right?
Right.
Now, another thing that is excellent because you have started learning with other learners and you are putting yourself out there on YouTube, you have gained this amazing confidence when you speak, which is
Yeah. Thank you.
excellent.
Yeah. Thank you.
You
Thank you
have
so
that
much.
smiling face when you speak, which is again excellent for communication, right? So I want that you do that overall development where you are not making those grammatical mistakes as well, right? Also, another tip, I think I made a reel on this a few days ago. I'm not sure if you have seen it. Whenever you
See,
are introducing yourself,
if I,
refrain from saying if I talk about.
mm,
It's
yeah,
very repetitive.
I have seen that shorts video.
Correct, correct. Okay, so refrain from saying that because it is very repetitive. In every statement, if you're saying if I talk about, that is not necessary at all.
But in that place, insist of which kind of, like, I should use.
Nothing. Just say that my hobbies are this.
Okay.
I am a housewife, I am a homemaker, I have two kids, I am
Mm.
from UP. When you started saying, I am connecting you, UP, I'm
I'm con-
connecting with you from UP,
right. Yeah, because
right?
when you talking with a flow, so at that time
Yes,
correct sentence, forgot to how to frame, articulate,
correct.
immediate mind.
Yes. That's why, again, rate of speech plays a very important role. When you speak in moderation, you get that time to listen to yourself and see what you are saying.
Right.
So, find out some speaker that you like and shadow them. Pick up any of their speeches and play one line, pause it, repeat exactly how they said it.
Hmm.
It's called shadowing.
Yes, I know
When you
this
do
one.
that, yes, when you do that, you will be able to speak at a moderate pace. You will be able to speak a correct sentence, a grammatically correct sentence, and you will also be able to understand how to frame a sentence without grammatical errors. What becomes important is picking, somebody, a speaker that you can clearly understand and that you know is an expert and is not making mistakes while they are speaking.
Right. So now I want to know one thing, ma'am. So
Mhm.
talked with one, two, three person who is they didn't studied about grammar, but they speak very well. They
Hmm.
like make.
I can't listen to what you are saying. You're not audible.
Now I'm audible to you.
Yes, now you are.
Yeah, so now I'm asking to you. Talked with a few learner who is they don't studied more about grammar, but they talks very fluently. They makes very less mistakes.
Hmm. Okay, so number one, first of all, there is a myth that we have in our country that you have to study grammar separately, then only
Mhm.
you can speak properly. That's not it. Grammar is very vast when it comes to English, very vast, because spoken English and written English are completely different from each other.
Right.
Okay, so whenever you think of grammar, don't think of learning grammar separately. When you want to become fluent in spoken English, you need to know the grammar topics which are important for spoken English. For example, tenses.
Yeah,
For
basic things.
example, prepositions. For
Models.
example, articles. If you
Right.
don't know these basic things, you will not be able to frame a sentence that is correct or that makes sense. Anybody who says that they have become fluent without knowing what prepositions are or what tenses are, they are just bluffing.
Yeah, yeah, they
But
have knowledge, this much of knowledge. That's why they able to talk fluently. Otherwise, they don't have knowledge about this, basic grammar. They it could be difficult to talk.
correct,
They can't talk.
correct. So tell yourself this that you don't need to know passive voice to speak English because passive is not something that you use in spoken English. Again, that's a myth. How can I use passive voice while speaking? You're not supposed to use passive voice while speaking. Speaking English is all about making it as simple as possible so that your learners or so that your audience can
And
understand it clearly.
right.
If
Yeah,
you make
whatever.
complicated sentences, your
Mm,
audience is not going to understand.
right.
Got
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. So now I'm going to ask another question. So
Hmm?
if I got chance to connecting with anyone, and if if I'm going to talk any particular topic, that time I feel stuck in between conversation. So at that moment, what should I do? Then I can make conversation further.
Hmm. The moment you feel stuck, pause. Number one, you will stop getting stuck the moment you try and work on your rate of speech. With a high rate of speech, what happens is you say a lot of things together in one sentence and then you run out of thoughts. It is important to understand that what you are speaking is nothing but what are the thoughts you have in your mind. They get converted into sentences, right?
Mm,
So if you are speaking too fast, you don't realize it. but you say two, three thoughts combined in one sentence. And then you feel that, okay, I'm getting stuck because I have run out of thoughts. Again,
Right.
moderate rate of speech helps you in framing your sentence one by one. When you have a chain of thoughts and you are speaking moderately one by one, that will help you in speaking to someone fluently without getting stuck. The moment you feel that you have run out of thoughts, you can just take a pause. You can tell them that, okay, I wanted to say something else about this. Just give me a minute. It's okay. Acknowledge it,
Okay.
right?
That
And then
you
start
get
again.
time. Hmm.
Yes, take that time. It's okay. You want to
Right.
say something, you are gathering your thoughts. So it's okay. Say that, okay, I'm gathering my thoughts. Give me a minute. And
Hmm.
then again, from the last point where you had left off, start again. So, one
Hmm.
more thing that I wanted to say, or one more thing that I wanted to add is this.
Yeah, yeah, because many time you realize, like, casual discussion. If I like, suppose I'm talking with you casual discussion, that time I'll
Mhm,
not feel stuck and all. But the thing is that if I start talking, like, with any particular topic, that
mhm.
time.
Correct, correct. So that happens. Now, that is where you have to start. First of all, you have to start building up your thoughts. Right now, I'm sure you are doing a lot of practice, you are doing a lot of talking with other YouTubers, but that is where you are putting out your thoughts. But when you are putting out your thoughts, you also have to feed your thoughts. You also
Hmm.
have to put in some information which you can utilize in your next conversation. So instead of just focusing on conversations, start watching a lot of other content which is useful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Subject matter.
Suppose I'm talking with any choose any topic related to health, related to, like, household
Right?
stuff. So I have a words that
Correct.
I can easily, because like this kind of a stuff I'm doing every day. So
Mm,
maybe not, maybe 100% I'll explain and describe everything very easily. But the thing is
correct.
that if I choose any like related to economic and something like that, that time I feel stuck because I don't have any vocabulary much more about, like, economics and all. So that's
Yes,
why.
absolutely. So, if you want to really be fluent in your conversations, you have to start feeding yourself with information that is relevant at every level. So, even if you don't know nitty-gritties of economics, you should at least know a little bit about the country, how it is doing financially, what is inflation, how does inflation work. I don't want you to know everything technically, but
Hmm.
overall, you should know if somebody talks about inflation, you should immediately understand that, okay, this person is talking about prices getting higher
Yeah, day by day prices is
day
getting
by
high
day.
Hmm.
Yes. So, those are the kind of things I'm talking about. You should have a fair idea of everything that is happening around you, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
Hmm.
once you do that, once you know what is happening around you, you will, at very little instances, you will feel that you are running out of thoughts. Yeah?
Hmm. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, and I now, because I have a lots of question, because in sort of time I could not, like, put this much on, but I want to ask another question. How to be like, fearless and confident, how to be fearless, confident, and more powerful in our life.
Wonderful. Great question there. And I think it's very important for everybody at every age to realize the fact that being confident or being fearless in your life is not something that comes from within always. It is
Right.
something that you can work upon, that you can train your brain to be, right? Because being confident or being fearless is just a state of mind, right? There is no magic that can be done. You have to train yourself constantly. Now, one very easy thing that you can do is in any given situation, whenever you feel that, okay, I can feel overwhelmed in this situation, or I can feel very hesitant. I can feel scared in this situation. Always ask yourself this one question: what is the worst that can happen if I mess things up? What is the
Okay.
worst? Because most of the time we are fearful of what? We are fearful of the outcome.
Yeah, this thing will happen, then what happened with me?
What will happen with me? Right? What will people think about me? That is another big thing that makes us doubtful.
Yeah.
In both situations, when you ask yourself that what is the worst that can happen, of course, if you are if you don't know driving and you're driving a car, the worst thing that can happen is you will get into an accident that can cost your life or somebody else's life. That is something you should refrain from. So that's why
Right.
it says, they say that you should learn driving, have a driving license, and then only drive. But if you're talking about speaking, right, what is the worst that can happen? You will get stuck at one place and you will have to start over again. Is that going to change your life in any way? Is that going to impact your life in any way? No. What it can do, it can just give you a good lesson that, okay, next time I'll prepare better. It can give you that push or that hope that, okay, next time I'll do better, right? So think from that perspective. Also, whenever you have this doubt in your mind, what will people think about me? Again, ask yourself, if today you are talking to me, right, and you're feeling hesitant, ask yourself, what will Mopriya think about me? And then ask yourself, whatever she thinks about me, is that going to impact my life in any way? Is my
Never.
life going to change?
No.
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 The moment you realize that the power we think people have, they actually don't have that power. We give them that power.
Yeah.
The moment you reclaim that power to yourself, you become powerful.
Yeah, but you can say human tendency, this kind of human tendency. If I'll
Correct.
do, I'm talking about like this kind of any work, any like any accident will happen in like in any family member. Then sometimes automatic like those things came in your mind. What people will think about me? What people
Correct.
will come to me? So this thing like automatically came.
Correct. Because we are raised like that. We are a society who are raised with so much of things that, always think of what people will think. But if you think about it, it does not really affect your life. And
Hmm.
the moment you start understanding that, the moment you start telling yourself that no matter what anybody thinks about the way I speak, it's not going to change me as a person. It's not going to impact my life. I will do what I have to do. I'll keep working on my language skills. I need to get better.
Yeah, every day if I'll do, I'm without like thinking like the others people what they think
Right.
about. No need to think like other people.
Correct.
Only you should do our work. What I am doing, which kind of thing is good for me.
Correct. Absolutely. Also, there is one more very interesting thing about our society, right?
Mm.
When you are learning something, there will be 100 people who will pull you down, demotivate you, and tell you that, hey, why do you need to do this? You don't need to do this. It's okay. How are you going to use English in your life and this and that? Right?
Yeah,
They will not encourage you or motivate you. There'll be a very small percentage of people who are going to encourage you and motivate you. But the moment you become something in life, you gain popularity or you gain that knowledge, those same
after
people will give your example. Hey, Sneha, she is such a big YouTuber. I know her personally. I know her journey. That same people.
yeah, because every person like before you didn't get success, then everybody want to comment on me, and once you got a success, then everybody wants to talk to you. Everybody wants to know about you, what you how you have done, how do you
Correct.
achieve your success.
Absolutely. So, whenever you are in doubt, whenever you feel less powerful, these are the things that you should start thinking of. That
Yeah,
will give you that motivation. Yeah?
right. So yeah, yeah. Every time like sometimes I feel like because continuously learning, then sometimes I feel
Mhm.
I feel demotivated. Why I'm learning this language? So again, I thought no, many person like such person they are not getting that much of privilege, but still they are learning. I am living
Correct.
here in cities. I have a lots of privilege. Then I can utilize. Then so I thought no, it's very important to learning this language. I have
Absolutely.
hard work for for this level.
Absolutely. Also, Sneha, one very small reason I'll give you, okay? You have young kids right now, right? You have small kids, right? So, most of the time, if you think of it, English right now is such a language that not just globally, but also in India, if you go to a restaurant, if you go to a mall, if you go to a cafe, people prefer speaking in English, right?
Right.
Now,
Right.
imagine when your kid starts growing up, you will have to go to their school, their college, you will have to have conversations with people there, right? You don't want to feel hesitant out there. You want to feel confident when you mix with that circle of people. Also, you never know, tomorrow your kids might go abroad when they grow up, and you would
Mm.
want to go with them, right?
No, earlier when I when I was not learn this language, that time I was when I get chance to connect
Hmm.
with her, that time I was feeling feel so shy and hesitant
Mhm.
and lack of confidence. But nowadays, whenever I get chance to attend PTM, then and every time I feel like that I got a chance to talk in this language. I never
Ah,
miss this chance. I have to
very
talk
good. Yes.
talks so every time try to talk with teacher in English.
Absolutely. So this is something that I keep telling all my students or all my learners who are homemakers, who feel at times they feel that why am I putting in all this effort? Why am I, pushing myself to learn this language? I keep telling them that you will not realize when this language becomes important for you in life. Because tomorrow there can be n number of situations that you are a part of and you need to converse in that language. You should
Right.
feel confident when you are doing that. So that should
Right.
be your motivation to push yourself.
Improvement communication access. I can access our knowledge, and this is a global language. So I after learning this language, it's a career opportunity. And I can do in anything because I have a command on this language.
Correct, absolutely. And I
Right.
feel very happy to see that you have realized it and you are putting in that constant effort. I love your confidence and the way that you conduct yourself, while you speak. Very, very commendable. So, Sneha, I totally enjoyed this conversation today and I had a great time discussing about all the things with you. In future, we will again try and connect once again and talk about some more interesting topics. But for today, thank you so much for your time and for connecting with me. I hope you
Yeah,
have a
earlier when
day.
I didn't connected with you, so that time I was thinking like that, how can I talk with ma'am, because she's a tutor, so many things study, I thought, so how can I connect with him? Maybe I feel nervous and hesitant, but I feel while talking with you, I feel much more comfortable and confident. So thank
I'm
you for giving me the opportunity to talking with you.
I am glad, Sneha. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself, and I would definitely love to meet you once again in future.
Thank you so much for giving this time, ma'am. Bye
You're
bye.
most welcome. Bye, Sneha.